It's 8 p.m, it's Friday night, and it's another edition of Noise from the Boys. The regular squad back tonight. Myself, Jockey, Anthony,
Now then,
Christopher,
alright.
and Colin.
Good evening.
So we're back today. I haven't been on for a couple of weeks, and we're going to go straight into the Spurs game. Liverpool are where they belong, where they've always belonged, top of the league. What do you reckon, Col?
Brilliant performance again, Jock, last weekend. Just what we've come to expect at Anfield, to be honest. Straight out the traps, flying at Spurs. Put them under pressure straight away within, a minute was it? Couple of minutes. Yeah, the first goal. Put them under that much pressure. Kabul, he had, his legs were all over the place. He didn't know what he was doing, Kabul. And we were on our way. And it's been mentioned in dispatches since the game how good the crowd was, and I think the Anfield crowd deserves a big mention. We don't talk about the crowd much on the show, but they were absolutely stunning against Southampton, against their Spurs, from start to finish, and culminating in the 90 minutes. When the game had finished, the big roar off the Kop, it just sent shivers down your spine. But getting back to the game, we were outstanding in every department. Yeah, Suarez, Sturridge, all the usual big hitters. Henderson was controlling the game for central midfield. Stevie G had one of his quieter games, but was still really influential. And Tottenham seem to be in a bit of disarray at the moment. Although I've got a funny feeling if they get the right fella in as a manager, they've got the basis of a good side there. Tottenham, there's a lot to be wary of when you're playing them, and we mentioned this on the show last Friday, but we dealt with them quite easily, and as you just mentioned there, rightfully back where we belong, at the top of the league.
Of course so, and rightly so. Chris, do you think it was the most important game of the season so far? I just let our listeners out there, every time we've got a game, Chris tells us this is the most important game. This.
Well, it is, isn't it? Every game's important. No, I can't get away from the fact that every game is just important. I think West Ham's going to be even more important. But number two out of all of them, I think West Ham's going to be the most important game out of the lot. Because if we beat these, I'm sick of going on about this, but if we beat these and it's up points again, where is it going to leave us now? It's going to leave us, what, a few points, 5 points, 6 points, I don't know. But getting back to Tottenham, it was a great performance, and as I said, getting that early goal, I've gone on about getting this early goal all season, and that sets us up that. But the crowd was brilliant. I was in the Annie Road, and even the Annie Road was bouncing, the Cameron was bouncing, the Paddock was bouncing, and the crowd from start to finish, and that's what's going to get us this top spot, the crowd now at Anfield to the end of the season. And even if we don't get a goal in early on, we've got to just carry on, keep the crowd going, keep it behind, because I think the nerves are going to start coming in now to it, because we seem relaxed and settled and what have you, but Tottenham were poor, but I can't keep saying that teams are poor. Liverpool were brilliant, and just top of the league and onwards and upwards really.
Our rivals have been telling us all season when we've been having these great results that the opposition didn't turn up. I mean, the opposition, we've been stood up more times than Tony Caveney. Anyway, Tony,
that many.
Tony, we're looking like champions. Are we looking like champions?
Yeah, we are. I think we're playing like champions. I'm saying, I never went myself. I was wired on the couch, but I give me tickets, me books and me mate, and I've missed one of a belter of a game apparently. Like, it's going to be down in the books for atmosphere, for everything. I watched it on the telly, and what I gathered, I seen it beforehand, but they had the Tottenham players queuing up on the wall, not arsed, or leaning on the backs and pushing each other. And then you seen us coming out like gladiators, and you just knew right away then. If you know your footy, you look into things like that. And I looked at it and I just went, look at us to them. We weren't even looking at them. We were just cheering each other up, grabbing each other by the shoulders. And then when the game started, it started like it started in the tunnel. Everyone likes a bit of Kabuli. He's put it through his own net right away. And the crowd just never stopped. The singing was immense. You could hear it full whack on the telly, so I don't know what it was like in the ground. Well, I know what it's like when it's loud, but you could see, the crowd. And everyone was I don't think we were asking the questions of this pressure thing, but the pundits and the journalists and every other people were, Liverpool now, they're playing catch-up the day after, carry on. And we just put it to bed. And it was brilliant watching us because we were relentless all over the pitch, and even, like we mentioned, the fitness levels, even into the last minute, we're chasing lost causes. So that just puts you in a good frame of mind when you see the players like that, just running into corner flags and chasing everything. And then everyone knows about the big crazy roar at the end. The way, when do you ever see that? People staying in the ground lately, they stay right to the end now, don't they? Any other ground. But any other ground, it's empty 5 minutes ago, even when they're winning, innit? You know what I mean? I know it's to do with like out-of-town fans want to get home early or whatever. But even our ground, rammed, even 20 minutes after the game, I believe it's still half full.
Who was man of the match on Sunday?
I think Sterling got it. I thought Sterling played well, but I thought Flan, what did he feed him?
Coutinho plays well.
The Scouse Cafe, what did he feed him? What's he on him? Because he's just relentless, isn't he?
Wow.
Like he done that. He loves his early tackles, doesn't he? So he put one in on Lennon that away, and I think he ended up with John Lennon where he put him. He just didn't fancy it then after that, did he? You know what I mean? He was moaning about things. He had the ball. He had a run into the line at the cop end, and he'd give in before the line, at the ball across the line. Do you know what I mean? I seen on the telly. He didn't fancy, meeting him in a challenge for that ball. So that was all in his head. That this fella's full of beans. I'm not going near him now.
I would give it to Flannel, man of the match, to be honest. The way, just the way that early tackle that he put in, that sets the tone for the games, doesn't it? Not players don't want to know after that, do they? So, and the little dummy, what he's done, the little where he set it up for Coutinho's goal, which was just exactly the same as Smyce's in Istanbul to me.
Yeah.
The way he put it in. Everything about this game now. It's brilliant, and the weight he's put on, the confidence he's got, he's flying, and our back four settles. So
Is it safe to say, Chris, you've took Brendan's advice and you're just going to lean back and enjoy all this?
far from it. Far from it. I'll be happy when the season's over.
And we've got a bit of silverware, Tony.
Yeah, when you see the likes of Coutinho, the smaller fellas on the pitch, and Sterling going for headers and throwing challenges in, they're up for this. Do you know what I mean? You're going to get everything off them. There's no shaking responsibility with these fellas. These fellas want to win. And we said a couple of weeks ago, I think I remember I saying it a couple of weeks ago, I'm convinced they want to do it for Gerrard. Do you know what I mean? They definitely want to do it for Gerrard. You can see it. And they're in the papers now saying similar things as well. But going back to Flan, there's two challenges he threw in which could have led to goals, and they're as good as a goal, what he stopped there. That's as good as Suarez scoring at the other end.
Pleases, aren't they?
And they weren't just challenges. Lads, he put him halfway through Edge Hill Station.
Don't forget some of the stops as well, Skirtle.
Yeah, well, everyone's supplied something that, a keeper, that save, you can see they wanted a clean sheet. Then once they want a clean sheet is them scoring goals. When defenders get clean sheets, that's them scoring goals. That's how they get their bonuses off it, innit? And he pulled a cracking save off. And we were giving Tingyo a bit of stick. Well, we weren't giving him stick, but the goalie Mingale, we were saying we had a little period where he was prone to mistakes and what have you, and we were questioning his kicking ability. But he has an half come on him in the last, and you know what we were saying? He's come from Sunderland where he's making a save every 2 minutes or something. So where he's coming to us, and what it is now is concentration levels with him. So he doesn't have nothing to do now the way we play for 30 minutes, and then he's got to pull a save off. So it's his concentration levels. He might only pull 2 or 3 saves off in the game, but the crucial saves, he's got to be there to pull them, and I give credit to him for some of the saves he's pulled off at important times.
Yeah, he's a great shot stopper.
There's
Colin?
There's a couple of players we've all mentioned there. Now we were going on about man of the match. We mentioned Flanagan, Sterling and Mignolet, and I come out of the ground there with the lads who walked down with, and I couldn't make my mind up because they all plays really well. In the end, I stuck on Coutinho for that he was pulling strings for about 20 minutes. He was stunning. What stuff he was doing on the ball was just stunning. But there's 4 or 5 players now, which tells you that if you can't pick a player out of the side, especially when we're as good as a 4-0 win against Spurs, we could have been about 7 or 8 or whatever, it shows you how far we've come, do you know what I mean, as a team, and how far we've come with the unity and the fact that they're all in it together, and what we were talking about earlier, that cop roar at the end after everyone had gone home. Brendan had grounded them all up, and they all started walking back to applaud the cop for the effort that they put in during the 90 minutes themselves. Because I remember saying, we all said a couple of weeks ago, we've got to be all in this together. We all have to pull up the same way. The 1906 lads done their little bit. the other night in the midweek game. Everyone can just see where this is going, and we're all there's no, but if there is any dissenters, we don't want to hear them, as we mentioned last week. But what the positives are of it is that everybody's going in the same direction now, and the fact that I personally couldn't pick a man of the match against Spurs just says, it says everything about the way the team is now.
Yeah, you're right about unity. See how happy Suarez was when he scored? If you watched the full clip, he's just overjoyed. He's drunk on it, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's mad when he scored, and now he's just loving it, because he knows he can sense it himself. He wants to he wants this, and he wants Champions League with us, so he's over the moon. He's just like a big kid, isn't he? But I'd like. Hang on. He's that much focused and that much driven that he even tried to rob Henderson's goals, didn't he? He's tired. He's tired. Yeah, he's tired, and then he's getting on it. No, it's yours. Go on, you can have it. But no, he's playing out of his skin, and as you say, they're all playing for. Do you want this for Gerrard? And do you want it for Rodgers? But do you want it for? The way they're all celebrating together when they score as well, they're just a team. They're just a team playing together. They're all working together. And they're all over it. They're just on everyone like a rash. And I like the way he dropped Joe Allen on Sunday and brought Coutinho and Sterling in to go at him again. Hats off to Rodgers again, just tactical wise. He's just absolutely spot on with everything he's doing tactical wise.
That's another thing we mentioned last week before the game. We said it'd be nice if we had the ability to freshen it up, and we all agreed the only freshening up he could do would be between Sterling, Coutinho and Joe Allen, and he'd done it, you know what I mean? It's as if, I'm not going to say he listens to noise from the boys all the time, but Tony spoke to me during the week as well. Brendan's done an interview and he said he just wants to sit back and relax. Now, we've been preaching that for weeks, saying it on the show. Let's just all relax and enjoy it and see where it goes. Brendan's now saying it, and the players are taking it on board. Gerrard's come out and said numerous occasions he's a joy to work with. He's so straightforward. It's so easy. The training's brilliant. Everybody comes in with a spring and a step. And you can see it on a Saturday and Sunday when they're going out to play football. They all love it. Going back to Suarez dead quick, he looks that happy now that his transfer seems a million miles away. Even if they come in with 100 million. If it was down to the Yanks, it'd probably be a bit different. We know that because money does talk. But if it's down to the player himself, I don't think he could be happy in any other football club at the moment than he is with Liverpool now.
The momentum, here. The momentum we've got is like it's much better than Chelsea's and City's. And I was talking to, I think it was you, Tony, today. And when United won the treble in '99, they had the momentum going into to win that. When we won the treble in 2001, we had momentum going into that. Winning the European Cup, Istanbul, we have momentum in each game, so it's a similar. That's what it's like, and that's what we've got. We've got the momentum going into these games, and I want to enjoy it, and I am enjoying it. But even if we don't win the league, I mean, after the end of the day, we've done brilliant, and just to be back in the Champions League's hard as well for me. But it's just getting that way now, where you're just dying to win the league, so. I'm not making sense half the time now.
Chris is right there. We're on a journey here, whether we win the league or whether we're not. We're not. There's a bigger picture. Do you know what I mean? We used to be a bit of a laughing stock as far as the league was concerned. People used to, you got all sorts of people taking the piss out of us. People who weren't fit to lace half of the players that weren't good enough to win a league. People taking the piss out of them, weren't good enough to lace the boots. The bigger picture now is that we're back as a football club. We've got a top manager. We've got top players. So there's so many positives that we're going to take out of this season. It's untrue. We've left a lot of shit behind. We've left a lot of baggage that we couldn't get rid of. That's gone. And hopefully the Yanks will see what we're doing here as a club and as a city as well, do you know what I mean? And give them some serious money to spend in the window, regardless of whether we win it or we don't. Because if we're all honest, the squad isn't good enough to tackle the Champions League. 1 to 12, 13, yeah, maybe it is, but go beyond that and we struggle. So there's a bigger journey we're on here, and we're all starting again. That's why we've got so much vigour and we're so happy and we're excited and we're all like little kids going on flag and banner events before the games, because we haven't seen nothing like this for a long time. So, well, let's just get on with it and let's see where it takes us.
We were, me and Chris were watching LFC TV, I think it was. No, it wasn't LFC, it was Sky. It was Sky Sports, and they were going on about Brendan's. They're more or less trying to say that he's running his contract down. You know what I mean? But he's in the same position as Suarez, isn't he? The person himself. There's only one place where they're going to be as happy as they are, and that's it. And the same with Sturridge as well.
Well, it's common knowledge, Jock, that Brendan hasn't got an agent. So there's no one setting shit up behind the backs, no one's yangling to anybody, no one feeding the dailies with nonsense. Now, Brendan's come out and actually said he's quite prepared, he'll sign a new contract, but there's no hullabaloo, there's no hoo-ha with him. I honestly don't... All right, we know we've given him stick about a makeover on his railings and the dip he has on his head and all that, and the new beard and the 20-foot poster of himself in the living room. But I take all that away, I don't think he's got an ego, although that says slightly different, I know. But I honestly do think he's got a little bit of that Shankly-esque about him, where it's all about the team. He's not asked about his contract. The contract's there. He's on good job. Exactly. And there's no one going to wind anyone up saying otherwise. That's why he's not in the papers. That's why no one can connect a story to him saying, "Oh, you're going here," because there's no one to sell the story to.
Well, if they've got nothing to find, they'll make sure.
Well, come back, so you haven't been heard from you for 10 minutes.
If they've got nothing to find, they'll make something up. That's what they do. There's trouble cause, especially Sky Sports, just bang into trouble causing, aren't they? They're starting now with this pressure thing. You know what I mean? They're going on about the pressure affecting us and all. Pressure comes from day one. It doesn't just start. Pressure's always there, especially when you're playing for our club. There's always pressure involved with it. And I was watching the interviews were coming in today. You know, they do the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock interviews. All the clubs are always there, aren't they? Yeah, doing a manager's press conference. And it went to Mourinho when he was, 1 o'clock news. He's headlining it. And he's got a cob on, you can see him talking, he's dead angry, you know what I mean? He's not his usually jovial thing. And it's starting to get on him, the press.
He's not usually as smarmy, sarcastic self, now, is he?
The way he is, he's just, you can't take to him. But, the press are starting to get on him now. You know, they've licked his ass for how long? And the Spanish press were hard on him, and the Italian press were hard on him. They didn't make no bones about it, they legged him. But we're starting to get on it now. You know, with the questions that they'd ask other managers, they ask him now. And he was going on today about, they were asking him, he's saying, oh, yeah, listen, 2 years ago, we finished 25 points behind the champions. Last year, we finished 20 points. He said, we're 2 points behind Liverpool now. He said, so you're asking me, have I gone back, have I done a bad job? And all this. And he's saying it with spite. You can see he was really, he was upset saying it. And he says, next year, when I get in what I want in, my forwards, he said, it won't be it'll be a totally different story. It will be the team. And then it went to, Pellegrini, and he's, going... Yeah, we've got to win this game. We've got to win these 2 games in hands, and we've got to win this game. And then I went to Brendan, and Brendan was like some 60s hippie, just sitting there going, yeah, man. He said, we're playing West Ham, man. And he said, everyone, I've just had a laugh with the boys. And and all this, saying, I've just come from in there.
Wow,
he
said,
he said, I've just had a laugh with the lads. We've just been having a little buzz with the lads. He said, and they were trying to goals and with the questions, you know what I mean? Saying, it's been a graveyard there, where you're going and all that. Man U lost the league there in 92, and all this. And he went, look, he said, you go there no matter when. And he said, yeah, but you've got pressure now. You're not chasing, you're top of the pack. So there's your pressure. And he went, listen, that's not pressure. He said, you ask any club in that league, they'll want to swap with us. He said, that's not pressure. He said, and these fellas I'm working with can handle pressure. It was bossed away, Brent. He's clever. He's dead clever at what he does. He's a clever fella.
Did you also see on the same, I think it might be on the same piece, during the Abramovich years, they've bought 13 strikers at a cost of 200 million. They've added all the goals up them 13 strikers scored, and each goal Chelsea have scored over them years, each goal has cost 635 grand. Each goal on the strikers. Now we're not talking about managers, we're talking about owners. I'd like to see since FSG have been here, how much they've spent and how much each goal's worth, and it'd be about 20 grand or something, if that, Well,
Abramovich used to treat himself every window, didn't he, to a little present, to a striker. They were like presents to himself. And in the end, he used to fight, instead of firing a striker who wasn't good enough, the poor manager got it. He went through about half a dozen managers in 18 months just to accommodate, well, first of all, it was Shevchenko, and then it was Fernando Torres. And seen the back, them 2 strikers must have seen the back of 8 managers between them. And it looks like now Torres could be getting he could be getting legged now for nothing at the end of the season, back to where he came from at Letty.
They're good at getting rid of players though, aren't he? Crespo, he went to Milan, done well, got rid of Sturridge, got rid of Lukaku, brought in Demba Ba. They're doing nothing, aren't he?
Yeah, Crespo went to Milan at the cracking European Cup final, didn't he?
Yeah. Did, yeah. But
So is the pressure on us? Is it not? I know the pressure's on you, Chris. How about you, Carl? Is the pressure on Liverpool FC? Because from what Sony's just said, it doesn't look like it when you're listening to Brendan.
I know what Chris is going on about, right? And there's thousands and thousands of Liverpool fans who are sitting in that same camp. But we've been through this numerous times. Brendan's taken the pressure off the players. I've been saying we're going to win the league since September, October of last year. And the mentality that Brendan's given the team to go out with is what all our supporters are saying, and what we've been saying on the show for weeks. Relax, enjoy your footy, get the 3 points. And look where it's taking us. We can't stop winning. We haven't been beat since December the 30th against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. We're unbeaten.
I'm just going to rewind a bit there, because the four of us were out on Saturday night to watch the final night of Nicky Holt's play, the history of Liverpool FC. It's moved over onto Dublin. It's on in Dublin soon, in the Gaiety Theatre. So if anyone over in Dublin, if there's still tickets available, go and see that show. And it was brilliant. But it was a glorious night Saturday, because we were out and about. We had a meal, and we were going to the show, and we just wasn't expecting the results what come through off Chelsea and City. First of all, Chelsea got beat, didn't they? Chelsea, they got beat Chelsea, and we thought, well, that's a good one, but we just didn't expect it with City. I think Arsenal scored in the 78th minute or something, and we were watching it on our phones and that. But the point is, when we got into that play, the atmosphere in there, and this is people who don't go to the match. These were there was like old women dancing on the seats and that, and raising the roof at the end. You know what I mean? I know Tony wasn't impressed, was you?
No, I just, because of me Barry Gibbs off the Cave in the Gates, I had to stand at the back. Seen Lloydie getting off rather sharp as at the end there, But saying that we're going on about them games, everyone's saying, we've got 6 games to go. When you look at who Arsenal are playing tomorrow, and who Chelsea have got to play, and City have still got to play, we could win that. We could win that with 2 games to go.
Who've Chelsea got tomorrow?
Chelsea play...
Arsenal have got Southampton.
Chelsea play Stoke and Arsenal play Southampton.
Who've City got?
Well, City have got us. They've still got other Southampton.
City got this weekend?
I don't know, but I'm saying they still got...
City, Southampton.
Yes, City, Southampton.
I'm not on about who they're playing tomorrow. I'm on about the games they've got left. But it could...
Right.
I know, but you'd interrupt, and I don't know what I'm on about then, do I? I forgot what I'm on about.
Ad-lib, come
on. We've got 6 games. We've got 6 games left. City have got 8 games left. And one of the lads pointed out to me the other day, City aren't going to win 8 games on the bounce. I can't see that. I don't know whether Liverpool are going to win 6 games on the bounce, but I'd rather be playing 6 games, obviously, than 8 games. So, I'm getting back to West Ham now. I want to get to West Ham, because we're playing on the Sunday again. So, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
I think Brendan has got Liverpool FC and the players into this mentality now where, I know it's an old cliche, the next game's the most important, but it's like he has got them on the next game, just one game at a time. Well,
Jordan Henderson's interview on Match of the Day after the Tottenham game, the interviewer said, so he is thinking about winning the title, and it was like a mantra. It was as if someone had just pressed play on Jordan's forehead. He just said, no, we're just thinking about the next game, and then looked around dead quick to make sure that he'd said the right thing. So yeah, Jock, you're spot on 100%, Brendan. It's filtering down slowly to the players. Just relax, get on with it, and it's just another game of footy.
Rodgers was funny as well. He said I'm just concentrating on the next game, which is Man City, and he went, oh no, it's not. It's West Ham, innit?
Yeah, he got it wrong, didn't he?
He's getting a bit carried away.
West Ham holds no fears for me, actually. Do you know what I mean? The one I'm worried about, if we can, it's the last away game is Palace, because that pull us, and especially that the other day, put a bit of fear into me. I know they didn't turn up, but
they're fans.
I know they're having it now, and
hopefully they'll be safe.
That won't come into it, I don't think, lad. He'll have them up to the last game of the season to finish as high as they can. Now, to be none of that, the professionals that have been on that will pull off because we're safe now and we'll stop playing.
Say they're not safe.
Tony Pullers hates us, and he knows he's got a views on us. He knows how he can combat how we play. Do you know what I mean? He's done it over the years. He's horrible. He's anti-football, and that's if we can get past that or get to that game. But then again, if we're going here to win the league, I can only see one winner again, but
We don't
I'm
worry
just
about the opposition.
nitpicking.
We don't worry about the opposition. We've come a long way, so me and you. You're not going to start worrying about Crystal Palace on a Monday night.
No, why not? I'm not worrying. I'm picking
worried.
I'm picking bones in our games that have got left, and none of them hold any fears. And the one that you think won't hold fears, to me, is the one that is holding the fear. I'm not asked about City and this little Palace thing. We can get up to there. We'll win the league. But
That'll be 180 minutes from greatness, hopefully. That's all it'll be.
Yeah.
2 90-minute games of football. If we can get to Palace and we're top of the league, oh my God.
Well, hang on. I think if we beat City and get a draw off Chelsea, it's ours.
Well, I haven't been negative all season, and you can go back and listen to them the first half of the season.
Hang on. You haven't been negative. I listened to this show in Australia and felt like slashing me wrists after the what game was it?
City and Chelsea. My pint is always half full, and it always has been.
when we play the both of them.
But West Ham, to me, this is the banana skin. To me, no.
How many excellent pool players have they got on the team?
You're chatting bubbles.
No, honestly, it is. To me, all the other games now will look after themselves. Chelsea, City at home, Newcastle at home, Palace away. Yeah. Norwich, Suarez is at the usual thing. So, West Ham, and you're talking about Andy Carroll, Stuart Down and Big Sam, and all that carry on.
Joe Cole.
You know what I mean? Joe Cole won't be playing, believe. Finished him, but here's where he scores. Here's where I didn't swear. Is Joe Cole a swear word?
No.
So, no, it is. West Ham's a bit of a banana skin for me. So, but it hasn't every game been.
Okay, well, we'll move on. Anything more about last weekend?
No, just going on about the pressure, one week, that's what we were mentioning there. I had a great weekend, mate.
I had a great weekend.
No, but we ended up with the Wildies, didn't we? There's something with that meet Argentina you were putting it down to.
No chance.
I don't think
No chance. I ate you never ate a fucking mouthful.
I had a full mixed grill. It was lovely.
Yeah, it was,
I've had gastroenteritis all week, but I'm not blaming that. I was on the ale for 3 days.
I had that T-bone steak, and the only thing that left, well, the tea wasn't even a tea, it looked like more like an eye. That's how it finished with it.
I was in the Smuggler's Cove with my missus and my mother-in-law and the kids and that.
I got told you took every mother in the North End for a scran on Mother's Day.
And I was just thinking of using in the other restaurants, thinking, that'd be there. Well, I know she's not listening, like, but no, it weren't up to much, really.
Well, this our advertising deal with the Smuggler's Cove gone, isn't it?
No Maradoni's shirt was on the wall. I had my eyes on that more than the scran.
Well, I'll tell you
Signs
what,
as well.
the value for money in that meet Argentina, mate. Oh my God. We thought we were going to have to send more money back, but it was brilliant. I thought it was absolutely brilliant in there. Really nice. And a good night out by all.
Yeah, I want to go back.
So we're going to move on now. This week has been the Hillsborough inquests. Anyone want to start on that? Tony?
It's been a bit upsetting, really, judging by some of the things. I was speaking to Stevie Kelly last night. He had a very upsetting time about it. What it done is it went from like just the 96, and it individually named them and like let people talk, family members talk. So they were given a name, and the people who passed away were given a name each. So it become more of an heartfelt thing. And then like you were talking about, like it was called. They were called pen stories or something, was the way you could go in and say something about your loved one you'd lost, and like, you know, give a little feeling about what they were to you. And it was sad when you were hearing some. It was very sad actually when you were hearing some of the things. And like this judge, I don't know what the judge's name slipped my mind now.
Golding, is it?
Yeah, Golding. He's been brilliant from day one, hasn't he? You know what I mean with what he's saying. You know the way he's advising them and he's talking them through it, because it's a big thing. And like, you know, they might get lost in translation, some of the bits and bobs with the jury, and what he's been saying to them, he's like, you know, here's what the question is that you've got to answer, and he's been putting it to them in a boss way.
Language.
Yeah, but he's been putting it to them like, there's no 3:15 cut-off time, so get that in your head right now. Don't get that out your head. Whatever you've heard about, there's no ruling. He's been nailing it like bang on, and like. But like I say, it's been upsetting, but it's been good as well. You know what I mean? Hearing this, getting there, like we said, the wheels of motion are moving, aren't they? So it's been good, and I've been reading all the dailies about it and watching all the bits and bobs, you know, to stay on abreast of things, because it is hard. It's a lot of legal work in it, and it is hard to keep up to date with. especially when you're not sitting in there. Like, so I've been like keeping on top of the things, and like it's been very upsetting reading it actually. But you know, onwards and upwards with what's going on with it.
It's refreshing that a judge can come out and be as honest and be like, and as Tony said, simplify everything so that the common person can understand. Because what these judges get paid for is to wrap you up in these big words and these big dictionaries, and so that you come out and you think, what's just gone on there? What's he said? You know, and everyone's trying to take the bones out of it and work it all out. But he's just made it plain and simple, and he's actually he started to put to rest. I don't know, one of the ladies came on the telly, I'll use what she quoted, she said, it's been like a breath of fresh air, this judge, to the whole cause and to the fight. So it's nice to see that someone who's part of the institution that they're fighting against has come out, not on their side, but he's shown that he's on no one, so he's going to be honest. That's all they're after, is honesty, and he's showing it, so fair play to the judge.
Yeah, but it's like, you've got to understand, it's not illegal, like it is a legal court. It's a civil court, but it's not illegal like in a Crown Court, but it's a jury with a guilty or you're not coming. So we can say these things beforehand, you know what I mean? And what it is we know the outcome, it's been proved, the outcome with the findings. Now you're getting to the point of individually giving families how that person died. Do you know what I mean? How your loved one passed away. So you can have on a death certificate, which is a right of every parent, to have a birth and a death certificate, legitimately tell you how your child died and how your loved one died. And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to tell them right away, you're coming to find out this is how you're trying. You know, the facts are there, just listen to them and make a thing up. Do you know what I mean?
Christopher?
Yeah, well, after the findings on the 12th, anyone in the right mind knows what we've all known for 25 years now, what the truth is. And I think the judge himself, he knows exactly what the truth is, you know, and he's seen it come out after the 12th, even before, and maybe, you know, he's known what it was all about. So he's taken their stories into account, and hopefully at the end of it something will come of it. But I just don't know what will come of it at the end of it.
See, this is the inquest. What will become of the inquest is the results. It'll be a misadventure or culpable homicide on anything. Yeah, but after that,
it's the other crowds. Do you know what I mean? When do we get the accountability?
Well, I don't think nothing will come of that though.
I had the IPCC out at ours yesterday for they were doing an interview with me. They wanted my witness statements, and they were coming at 2:00. And I made arrangements to be somewhere at 3:30. I told someone to come see them at 3:30. I was still there 7 hours later, a 7-hour statement to give yesterday, and she asked me what I thought of it all, and I said the same. I said the inquest will be favourable. I said, but like heads rolling, I doubt it very much. Duckenfield's 72 now. And by the time that gets to court, that's going to be three years away. So no, I don't think anyone's going to be held responsible. And you know, okay, the families will have closure with the inquest findings, but I don't think anyone's going to swing for it.
The main culprit is 6 foot under as well, Tatya. Yeah. So she's gone. So she's the main culprit in my eyes, and the FA should be held accountable as well. You know, there's a lot of it should be held accountable. But I don't think.
Let's not talk about all like.
For individual, knowing.
What's going on at the minute? It's a good thing. We're getting like pointing. We want this done and we want that done. This is a good thing. What's happening now? You know what I mean? But I was reading the Echo the other night, and like that judge, what you're saying about that judge, he's nailing it that way. What I was getting at the feeling was this little thing, this article I wrote was like, he's that dictated through from above, and I'm sure there's like the Prime Minister or something has said, you know, because he spoke on it last time and he apologised personally. I'm convinced the Prime Minister or someone in the government has said, look, you know, we're holding our hands up here, we're coming clean on what we've done, we've made a mistake, this is how we're going to get out of it, by letting these people have the rights that they're entitled to. And I can tell with that judge saying these things right away, do you know what I mean? I feel like someone higher above, like, top notch has told him to say these things, and like, what it'll be, we can't carry on like wanting this, and we want him strong out, because you're never going to get it. Let's take this for what it is, and like not enjoy, but like embrace,
closure.
get closure on another, embrace what's happening here, because it's a good thing. And like, we've all played a part in it. Every one of us has played a, not me, us here, I mean everyone involved has played a part in getting to this point. So like, all the hard work, you could carry on another 25 years going, we want him done, and I want him done, and I want him in there. Let's just like get what's going to come for this. I'd rather get people getting closure than having him in prison. Do you know what I mean? That would be my correction.
On a related note as well, Colin's got something to say about our mate Dominic Dunn.
Oh, Dominic got to number 25. He peaked at number 25 in the indie charts, and he also got to number 4 in the singer-songer solo charts. So well done, Dominic. It's a shame it never got any higher, but that was the Angel song dedicated to Anne Williams. All the proceeds going to the HC, the Hillsborough cause. And yeah, well done to everybody involved. And Paul Mannon as well, he had a big part to play in it, the big fella. So well done, guys.
That is right. He's a good lad as well, isn't he, Dominic?
He's a good kid. One of yours, isn't he?
Kirkdale lad, yeah.
The Kirkdale kid. So we'll move on. It says on my bullet notes to move on to West Ham, but we've sort of already done it. But anyway, West Ham.
Well, come on, West Ham.
West Ham.
West Ham.
How did we get on? 4-1 did we beat them at home?
It was a close one, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, it was 3-1. It was a little bit shaky, I think it was, if I can remember rightly. Can't remember now anyway.
No,
But
we trounced them. I think
Was it last season?
that's when we ended up with all the West Ham lads in the in town.
Oh, yeah, it was a good night, wasn't it? Last season it was 3-2, wasn't it? Shelby, Joe Cole scored as well for us, wasn't it?
It's a dodgy place to go, this West Ham. Someone touched on it before, I had it in my notes. It's like a graveyard for teams going to win championships. They stuck it to United twice, give it to and took great pleasure in doing that as well. So you know it's a big game for us, and as someone's just touched on earlier, there this could be it's got the potential banana skin written all over it. But the good thing that I'm going to take out of it is the fact that their two best players, Carroll and Zana, should be playing. And I don't think we'll have any problems here. Tony's mentioned it before. I think we'll sail this one Sunday. I really do.
What was I going to say?
Well, you've got the added spice of like Downing and Carroll playing as well, haven't you? And plus Sam Allardyce has got one of Fergie's bum boys. He's in it. Al past the head. He likes to pull one over us. So like that's another subplot that's going on in the game. But when you look at the midfield and the back four, they might have Carroll, but they've got to get the ball to him first and foremost. And the way we're playing the army, yeah. Well, he played well. I watched him against Sunderland, was it the other night? Did he beat Sunderland? Yeah, and he did play. He played good, but you're talking Sunderland, innit? They're on one end of the table, we're at the other.
Well, football's a funny game because when we played Sunderland the other day, Sunderland's had a really good goal with us and played some really good football. So I waited and I had 25 quid on them on the other night, and they were absolute dog shit against West Ham. And there was only that, that was the very next game they played, and. Yeah, so on a form line, we should absolutely smash West Ham to bits on Sunday. It probably won't pan out that way, but we've got far too much going on for these.
Yeah. I think you'll bring Allen back in. Yeah,
he likes him in the aways, doesn't he?
Leave Sterling out, Coutinho, and do you think?
I think he'll leave Sterling out with the type of game they play in the little pitch and that. But they've got the bonus of bringing them on at any time. Imagine them coming on to face him when you're knackered 25 minutes to go and he's running at you.
I remember back in the 80s, we won the League One season with 14 players, and it's sort of like panning out now because we're only really using 14 players. That's the old nucleus of our squad, isn't it?
Well, we said that last week. We weighed up the pros and the cons of having 14. The demands on Premier League football says that you're going to struggle if you've only got 14 top players. On the other hand, you've got people saying, well, it's a settled side, he's only chopping and changing one or two, and it seems to be the chopping and changing the one or two seems to be coming out on top at the moment. I think the way we play football, letting the ball do the work, passing teams to death, is having a positive effect on the side because we don't seem to be tiring as much. I remember going back weeks and weeks in the early shows when we came back from Dublin, we all went to Dublin, and the first thing we all used to say after the first, second, third and fourth league game is we can only last for 60 minutes. Yeah. Now, we've got to Christmas, and the fitness levels have just gone through the roof. And I think that's down to the fact that now they're all doing the same thing and saying, there's an old adage in it, all the Scouse kids will know what I'm on about, anyone who's played football. Let the ball do the work. If you can pass the ball, pass and move the Liverpool groove. We're not inventing the wheel. We invented people how to play football. Barcelona going about this ticket-tacker. Paisley was playing it in the 70s. We invented it, and that's all we've done. We've just gone back to basics. Let the ball do the work.
Yeah, if you're inside the box, you don't know what to do with the ball. Stick it in the net, and we'll look at the options later.
Well, during the 70s and the 70s and 80s, we had every coach and staff from every European club coming to watch us at Melwood and watch us and learn and take note of how to play football. And that's all right. Ajax might have had their own little thing going in the 60s, with Cruyff and that. And I think we robbed it off them originally because Shankly, they got to give us an hiding in Europe, and Shankly said, "I'm having some of that," didn't he? But even they adapted to the way we done it.
They only played 5-a-side, though, didn't they?
Yeah, but they give us an hiding in Europe.
There's an old story. Remember the boot room, the bowels of the boot room. Yeah. People used to say, we want to go to the boot room and find out all your secrets. And Ronnie Moran used to bring them in, fill them full of wine and cups of tea and send them home. There was no secret. No. It was a simple philosophy. You get the ball, you pass to your mate, you move into space. And when he said people would leave and go, "We don't understand, Ronnie. We don't understand what you're doing and how different it is." He went, "You never will then if you can't see how simple it is."
Give them toffee. That's what he used to say. Give them toffee.
Do you know what I've found out? More I've seen this season, and since Brendan's been here, we've always, we're playing better football, but we're playing more attractive football, expansive football. But we've always played good football. Do you know what I mean? We've had 1 or 2 seasons where we haven't. But with Roy Evans, we played boss football. Do you know what I mean? Even sometimes when Rafa first, I've seen bits and bobs of thing where we could play football when he let them, sort of thing. So we've always played. The thing that we've gone back to, which is the Liverpool way, is getting that ball back.
Yeah, quick.
That getting the ball back has changed, and that is the Liverpool way, harassing and working hard. So in the past, when we did play nice football, we didn't bother getting it back, and we'd let you know what I mean. That's the part of the Liverpool thing that we've come back to, is working hard and getting that ball back.
Well, there's another hour full of old stories tonight, but Jockey Hansen used to, people used to moan and say, he hasn't come off, he's come off and his shorts are still clean and his socks are still clean. And Jockey Hansen used to say, if you've come off and your shorts are dirty, it means you've been out the game for far too long, because you sat on your backside while people are doing things with the ball. And if Ronnie Whelan was an artist at it, Ronnie Whelan couldn't tackle for toffee, but he used to steal the ball off everybody, just poke it little through the legs, or, just getting the ball back. Basically what Tony's saying there, with that thing what Brendan was going on about early doors when he first came. He wants to unpack and get the ball back in 10 seconds, and we all used to say, where's it gone, Brendan? We don't know what you're talking about. Well, it's there now, it's playing for everyone to see. They're doing it every week in, week out.
Anderson, like Whelan, Anderson is getting, he's just all over people like a rash, isn't he? He's putting in 7 miles a game, apparently.
Yeah, easy.
He's all over the place. And so he's nicking the ball, passing it, getting it back to whoever, and they're just on top plays all over the park. So, they're worrying about Sturridge and Suarez up front, and they've got Coutinho to worry about it. They must be going into the game with their heads up their arse, thinking, you mark him. Hold on a minute, he's just switched over there. So where should we go now? So
yeah, but they complement each other a lot of our Henderson can be Gerrard's legs, and Gerrard's his vision and his ball. You know what I mean? And then you've got Sterling, who's like but it's getting back. It doesn't improve, but it's getting back. But then you've got Flan to overlap him and put his defensive. You know what I mean? Whatever he lacks, Brendan sees he might not have that in his locker, so this fella can complement him with that. You know what I mean? You see a lot of that going on.
We've created a monster. We've stumbled into a monster with Liverpool at the moment. We're that good.
Chris, come in. We've created a monster.
But we're that good. Do you know what I mean? Chris has just touched on it there. People are going in now thinking, all right, we've got Suarez and Sturridge, but then what do we do? How are we going to sort Coutinho and Sterling? So for an instance, we've got a saying where we let. No, we don't worry about anyone other than ourselves. But you just know other managers are doing all their worrying about us. They haven't got the same philosophy as us.
You've mentioned 4 players there who they've got to keep their eye on. Then they've got to worry about Henderson and Gerrard.
Yeah, Steven Gerrard, Henderson. It goes on and on and on.
And the Teenage Mutant scale.
We've become an attractive proposition now for players, and here's how fickle they are. you know, if we get in this, well, we're in the Champions League, you know what I mean? The standard of play we're getting now is how they didn't want to know us, these top players. Now they're all going to be volleying his door down to get into Liverpool Football Club. No two bones about it.
And this role what Gerrard's playing, it took him a few games to get into it, but now he's just nailed it, yeah. He's just lost it in perfect.
Getting back to the Champions League, so I read the piece before that if we do get in the Champions League and by coming in the top 3, we're going to be seeded as 32 places in Europe, so we could be stuck in any of the groups of that. But I'd relish it.
Yeah, but you've got to play them no matter what, sooner or later. If we get any of them big teams in the group stages, I'd rather play them in the group stages, you know what I mean? We'll get because you're not going to one of them out.
We'd be the team no one wants in their group, and moving on from 2009 when we were, or 2007 and 2005, as I said earlier on, we're back to being a feared football club and a feared football side. So I don't care if we're in pot 1, pot 2, pot 3 or pot 4, because based on what we've seen, we were talking about it on the WhatsApp, based on what we've seen in the last 8 sides over Tuesday and Wednesday in the midweek in what's left of the Champions League, there is not one side we need to be scared of.
Look, they're saying like they're putting us in pot C because of like blah blah, like without us, UEFA, they haven't got a pot to piss in. No, look, listen, they need us. We bring more to the table than any team in Europe. They need our fans. They need us for the television. They need us for the finals. They need us for like attendances. Everything we bring to the table, they need. And they miss Liverpool in that top tournament. And I can't wait till we're back in it, because what I've been watching these last few weeks of this thing, other than like Bayern Munich, which you watched them the other night, you think the Manx had won it. You got him after the game saying, that's it, now we're going over there to finish the job off. Is he tripping? Is he tripping? But look, other than like, so what did Chelsea, PSG, did that PSG Paris Saint-Germain scare you the other night? No. I was watching the game going, we'd kill these, we'd murder these, and don't forget with 2 or 3 top-notch players that we'll get next year, we're going in that thing. It doesn't matter anymore with the quality of teams, like I'm saying, the quality of teams, you don't get like, this group's hard and that group's hard and that group. You're always going to get hard groups, you know what I mean? So I'd rather play them in the group stages early doors and get them out.
The only thing I've got to worry about our European adventure is the last time we were all in there, we were sprightly 30-somethings. Now we're all rather rotund balls and a slightly bit older.
Hey. Speak for yourself. I've been running half marathon.
I got called George Clooney last week in Smoky Bones.
George Benson.
Don't mention George Benson. We'll start that again.
No, but the first game back in the Champions League is going to be like the first game back in Europe after the ban, innit? Yeah. You've got to go there, you know what I mean? It's going to be the top-notch game, innit? We went the last one. We went the Brescia was the last game we were there.
And the finals in Germany, isn't it?
Berlin on June the 6th.
Berlin, yes.
Yeah, well, I used to live there, Meal City, 6 months.
Oh, yeah, I remember you used to come home. Tony educated me on my first German word, and it was Scheisse. All them years ago.
Tony's an arschloch.
Yeah, fiction. Look at mine a pimmel.
Licht raus, bitte. Anyway, we'll back to English. We'll move on. We're going to win the Champions League next season, and now we're going to Wanker.
Wanker, wanker, wanker of the week. Wanker, wanker, wanker of the week. He's the wanker of the week.
And this week's nominations are...
In no particular order, Mark Lawrenson and Jose Mourinho, and over to Tony for why.
Yeah, I'm just sure we go to Tony. I can see Chris's mind racing there, looking for his nomination. He usually throws a decent one in, doesn't he? Just as we...
Yeah, well, no, Lawrenson. It's so easy to pick Mark. Mark Lawrenson, he cannot for the life of him bring himself to say anything nice about Liverpool lately. No, I don't even think it's lately, you know what I mean? I don't know whether it was the carry on down the prom. But look, I seen him the other day.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Yeah. No, I seen him right on it was on Footy Focus last Saturday. And he dismissed us like rah and then when we've done the business over the weekend, he was on, what was he on? He was on something. Oh, he was on Thursday, the opening day. Last night he was on the opening day at Aintree, so they're interviewing him, and there's all Reds there. You've got like Ronnie Whelan and a few others, Barney Rubble, and they're all going, yeah, I can't see past Liverpool, blah, blah. And he comes on just all negative and went, yeah, well, it's still for me, Man City. And I just thought, you're in Aintree, you're in Liverpool, you're a Liverpool player, you're with all Liverpool players, you're on Liverpool TV. Just say Liverpool are going to win. Why aren't we going to win it? Do you know what I mean? And he still wouldn't have it, so I just thought, you wanker.
What's he going to say if we do win it? You know, because he's always back Man U. I think all for years he's gone for Man U this, Man U that. And he's never give us credit at all, ever, across the board. And, like, you know, all right, you don't want credit off fucking ex-players all the time, but a bit of credit where credit's due, I think. And being an 80, as you said, full of scousers, and I'll go with you, Tony. Yeah, I seen the interview myself and I thought he was a bit of a wanker.
Yeah, but it's all right, he's back in Anfield now, do you know what I mean? Now they're doing well, he's back with his free tickets, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
We've got a problem here, because Mark Lawrenson looks the type of fellow who's actually been made up to be called wanker of the week, so I don't know whether we're doing him a favour or what.
Well, if you've seen the collars on his Dickie Dares last week, oh my God, we made a lead. They were like, well, you could have weighed them in and Stan Massey's.
What's the matter with him as well? He's seen the bags under his eyes. And he looks
terrible.
He looks terrible.
He's horrible.
Did you see Michael Owen with him on the same show with his black hair?
Oh, it's like something off The Walking Dead. I hate him.
Didn't he?
Well, anyway, there was another nomination. Lloydie, I think you were here.
Jose Mourinho for just being. I mean, I've got a lot of respect for Jose Mourinho in a roundabout way, because I like what he does at the clubs that he goes to. He makes them football teams that win games. I know he's not good on the eye, but you know he does get the teams to win things. But last weekend, then Wednesday night in the Champions League, and then we've talked about it before off here, his press conference earlier on today for the Premier League games over the weekend. He's got no like dignity. He's got no common sense. He's rude. He's obnoxious. He typifies everything that's wrong with the modern manager. He's the paradox of Brendan Rodgers. He's just a complete opposite of Brendan Rodgers. So I think it's a close call for Mourinho or Mark Lawrenson, but I'm going to go with the lads. I'm going to go with Mark Lawrenson because he is a fucking out-and-out wanker.
Yeah. Well, talking about dignity, and Brendan's got it. All the four big managers who we've seen today on the telly, Moyes again was asked about, who do you think's going to win the league? And he just turned around and said, I'm just concentrating on our next game that I'll win, but Brendan comes out with. Pellegrini was the same, saying, well, if we win
looks like him.
Hang on, is Pellegrini saying, well, if we win our two next games, we're 2 points points above Liverpool. Well, if my auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle. And then Mourinho saying, at it again. But why can't we go for winner of the week?
Winner of the week.
Brandinho, who stays there, he keeps his dignity, he stays cool. There he is on our.
Because he's winners every week, John.
Yeah. So I'm going to go for Brendan Rodgers as winner of the week. Am I going to be overruled?
Yeah, because I don't want Brendan mentioned in the same breath as like wanker of the week. Really, Brendan, he's like. We'll have that. That could be a separate thing at the end of the show. Then now we're on about him. Look, wank Lawrenson. Wank Lawrenson.
So there it is. It looks like I've been overruled, and Mark Lawrence says,
wanker of the week. Wanker of the week. He's the wanker of the week.
Bad colours.
Okay, so there we go. Twitter. Colin's our Twitter guy.
Twitter, yeah. I want to make a big thank you and mention to Gary Welch's lad Dean for his magnificent efforts on Mick Hucknall and marrying Mick Hucknall with my bollocks. And we're going to put them on the website surely because it's absolutely stunning. Before we finish on the Twitter. Later on, I'm going to do the winners of the competition as well. But I'm only going to mention one person today, and it's Sean, the Hooded Claude. He runs the Justice for the 96 page on Twitter, and he's an absolute legend. He's also involved in the Anne Williams Golf Day that'll be coming round in July. He's a big fan of the show. So thanks very much, Sean, for all your efforts getting the show recognised on Twitter and the retweets and stuff. It hasn't gone unnoticed, mate. You're a star, so thanks very much, Sean.
I went down to a union march last year. It was about the cuts or something. I was cutting. I just did, no, like I was cutting through Hyde Park, and I was cutting through Hyde Park. Listen to me. I was cutting through Hyde Park, and I went to Speaker's Corner. Go to Hyde Park, go to Speaker's Corner, and who's standing? I've never met the lad before, Sean.
Yeah.
And he's standing at Speaker's Corner because he lives in London. He lives up by Camden or Tottenham, and he's standing there at Speaker's Corner, and all the Muslims are saying, "Yeah, bomb the US," and there's all these other firms, and he's standing there just standing out, just sticking hills with badges, like justice badges on people as they go. But this was before this before the panel report.
He's shouting Nuke Manchester. Nuke Manny.
So yeah, good on him and good on him. So what have you got there? So
I've got
Like the Brian at Speaker's Corner.
Anyone can get up to
yeah.
it.
yeah,
Anyone
splitters.
can get
On your soapbox, can't you?
It's
Then have a
it.
go.
There was an old
Blessed are the meek.
There was an old fella that used to be on there all the time. He was just anti-war veteran. He was, and he used to have his little tent out there. And he'd done the long. They actually moved him. They moved him out the park, and he parked his backside somewhere on by the Houses of Parliament, up that ways. And they had to take the poor fella to court. So like they evicted him basically. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking disgusting, as we all know. This company. But another late mention for wanker of the week is that slag who fucking done the expenses, stuck $5,500 on the taxpayer for expenses, and she got nicked doing it the other day, brought before the Commons, and she's politely told everybody she was sorry and she'll pay a small part of it back. Just goes to show, doesn't it, really, that the difference that we're not all in it together. If you and I were caught fiddling our benefits, we'd go straight to jail and pay the lot back. If you're a Tory serving minister in the cabinet, you get a pat on the back, a sorry, and you get half of the dough knocked off.
Right.
Speaker's Corner.
Not half. Lloydie's Corner there.
So that was Twitter Corner.
I've got a
our
Twitter.
mate, is this Twitter as well, is it?
Yeah,
Our mate Mono's sent a message through to Mono, who's king of the copy, sent it a message round to Tony, and Tony's going to take up on it.
Yeah, but now I've read it, I give you a little mention. I don't know whether he's at the bollocks and this is like two fellas who invented interiors for Rover cars in the 80s.
Austin Allegro.
But, yeah. But,
Austin Nearly getting a mention.
yeah, I think he's one of his mates. But it's Lady Mono, his good wife, and she's got a Dutch family, the family of cloggers, and they're from Catwich, I hope that's right. Catwich, it's where their kite lives, apparently.
Derek Carrot.
Yeah,
Derek
Carrot, yeah. And the two fellas in question are there's Hugo van der Plas and Victor Flashman, and they are. Mono says when he goes over there to Derek Heights Village, wherever he plays, they're called Quick Boys FC, and they make a fuss of him, and he goes, and he does the same to them, and they come over here like.
Does he fly to Schiphol?
Yes, he flies into Schiphol, and then I think he gets the train over to where are we here? We get the train to somewhere with the Lisp, I don't know where. And,
But it's definitely Schiphol.
Yes, Schiphol. And then he goes, like we say, Victor van der Plas and Victor Flasman.
Hugo?
When he goes into the...
Hugo Victor van der Plas.
No, yeah, Hugo, yeah, but listen, come on. He's asked for a mention. When Mono says something, it's like, our Lord, asking for something, you've got to do it, haven't you? Right, so when he went in the ground, apparently, to have a look around it, he met the directors. And when he started singing, the directors all started singing You'll Never Walk Alone and that in the ground, in this like their Keitel ground, Quick Boys FC. So he said he was jumping in with them, singing it. He was giving them all SOS stickers. He got them all to sign up and everything. So he said if you can give them, they'll be listening. So if you can give them a mention. So that's your little mention on the show about Hugo van der Plas. And he's also known as the Planchy Man. That's his nickname. I don't know why they call him that. That's the Pansy Man, Hugo van der Plas and Victor Flashman.
Who like to fly home from Schiphol. There we go. I need me bullets, Carl. I need me bullets.
Why you going to shoot me now?
We're going to do the winners of the competition and put it to bed.
Go ahead.
This is the competition that we've been running for a couple of weeks. It's for sets of pair tickets for a sportsman's evening on Friday, May the 2nd, up at the Naval Club, up on the Rocket. The tickets are £22 a ticket, and for that you get Howard Kendall, Davy Fairclough, Frankie Allen, hot and cold buffies, a disco, etc. And you might get an extra bevy out of them if they might have a quiet lock-in. And we ran a competition a couple of weeks ago for 4 sets of pairs. and we've got the winners. I'll try and notify them all personally by a tweet later as well, a direct message. So in no way special order. But Robbie Muscat's won 2 tickets. Bunnyman on Twitter's won 2 tickets. John Clark on Twitter has won 2 tickets, and Rob Jones. I hope it's not Rob Jones. I hope it's Rob Jones, the footballer. Actually, I might drag him along to the night. But you've all won 2 tickets to the Sportsman's Evening. Twit, 22 quid each. And Pop will all be there. Anfield FM's going to be there. And as I say, all the above people I mentioned earlier on, it's going to be a smashing night. The last one was brilliant. If you never went to the last one, make sure you try and get along to this. And if you want tickets, 22 quid, I'll sort you out. Okay.
Okay. Anything else? No. Betting? The betting and tomorrow's, Sunday's...
I shall have a little Goldie Horses tomorrow then.
But we're going to tell you about this walk on. There's a horse going called Walk On. It was 50 to 1 the other day. We all jumped on it 50 to 1. And I think I've seen today in the paper it was still 50 to 1. So tomorrow, you know what I mean? Try and jump on it. It's worth a good each way bet that.
But now that we're on the bet, and if anyone doesn't listen to Noise and the Boys, you need to start listening to it, and you need to start listening to the bets we're putting on as well.
Well,
yeah, I know that. But last week, my shout-out for the bet was Philippe Coutinho to score in 90 minutes, and he duly obliged at 11 to 4. I put a bet out on Facebook on the website earlier on today for a horse called Rolling Aces, and that came in second. Could have won it, was second, 18 to 1. And we bet tomorrow. Tony's just mentioned there's the big bet for all the Reds. It's, you've got to back Walk On, a couple of pounds each way. But I'll be backing Bait and Paws as my proper bet. That's a Nicky Henderson trained horse tomorrow. So good luck anyone having a bet in the National, and I hope you all come out with bags of dough.
And what about your results for Sunday against the Hammers? Anthony?
Yes, I'm going to go for 2-0 Liverpool. And do you want a first goal scorer?
Yep. Suarez. Okay, I'm going to go for 2-0, even though we need goals, because it's getting to the end of the season now, and it could go down to goals like it did a couple of years ago with Man City. But even though we need goals, I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool as well, and I'm going to go for the Teenage Mutant Skirtle.
Yeah.
Skirtle.
What is it? Mutant Ninja Teenage Skirtle.
Skirtle.
As I said, it could be a banana skin, this, but I can't back against the Reds at the moment, the way they're playing, so
come on.
I'm going to go 3-2. And
they score 2, we score 3.
Suarez first goal.
I'm going to just go slightly further than what Chris has said there. I think there's going to be bags of goals in this Sunday, and I'm going to go Liverpool 4, West Ham 2, and Sturridge to get the first.
So there it is. We go into the game against West Ham. It's Friday night. Currently, the Reds are where they belong, top of the league, and let's hope we're still there Monday morning. So up the Reds.
Up the Reds.